in the opening round, and there's not an awful lot to separate them. So come up for the second round, Damien McKenna for Ireland and Bergen Tino. Giuseppe Bergentino, the Italian, came forward a lot in that opening round. McKenna sinks in one good body shot, a good right hand to the body. Now he'll want to be a little more mobile in the second round than he was in the opening round, because he could be caught, and he's caught there with one solid punch there. The referee giving McKenna a standing count in the second round. He was caught with a good hard punch there. He's got to move and get a bit more mobility into his boxing here, because Bergentino looks dangerous. That's more like it. McKenna will want to jab, and jab straight with the left hand. He gets through with 3 good left hand jabs. He's got to use it a bit more and not be drawn into a punch-up, because this Italian is a tough, hard customer. Been checked there for punching slightly with the inside of the glove, but he is getting a lot of power into those swings. And there's quite a contrast in this contest now, with McKenna on the retreat, trying to pick a spot. Not noted as a hard puncher, but this Italian is a big hitter. So McKenna will want to outmaneuver him and outfox him and use his experience and use his speed. McKenna was caught napping at the start of the round there. It's shaken him up a bit, and it's actually improved his boxing, I think, somewhat. He's now taking that little bit more care. Boxing getting a bit untidy and close. And there's the end of the second round. A bit of a fright for the Irishman there from Bergentino. And here we come now to the fourth round. Fourth round of a contest quite interesting here. The experienced Damien McKenna for Ireland from Drogheda tracks home a good right hand in this third round. He needs it. He needs to step up the pace a little bit here. He was caught with a hard punch in round 2 and had to take a standing count. And since then, although he's been holding his own reasonably well, he hasn't been taking control, and he's got to step up the pace a little bit more. He's been on the retreat, making his opponent miss, but not scoring enough himself. McKenna and Bergentino from Italy. The Italian dangerous all the time. McKenna's got the skills and the speed, but he's not countering often enough with his own punches. Started this round well. Can he build up on it now? Bit of holding and mauling in close, and still no clean scores. Well, this is a close enough contest. That's a little bit better for McKenna when he draws his man in and crosses the right hand. But he takes chances, because he could run onto a hard punch from Bergentino, because this Italian is a big hitter. And he's going to chase McKenna for all he's worth right to the final bell. McKenna again trying to draw him onto that right hand, but fails completely this time. Boxing very negative when they lane close like that. And McKenna hasn't been able to take control of this bout the way he should have. Well, this is the fifth and last round of this bantamweight international contest, and it's a close one too. So it could all hinge on this last round. Damien McKenna for Ireland here. Good, crisp boxer. One of Ireland's busiest boxers, just back from New Zealand, where he had a couple of internationals. And that's since the championships of just a few weeks ago. He was runner-up in the senior championships, winner last year. So would dearly like to reclaim his position as the best bantamweight in the country. Bergentino, the Italian, has been chasing him all the way, forced him to take a count in the second round, but since then it's been swinging to and fro in the contest, where the pressure has been coming from the Italian all the way through, and McKenna has never really been able to take full control. He's been trying to draw him onto a right-hand cross every so often to try and slow him down. But this Italian is full of power. His approach might be a little bit unorthodox, but he's got punching power. And the referee going to tidy up there and have a look to see that there's no serious damage. Slight trickle of blood in this, the final round. And again, the boxing untidy. Clash of heads, the nerves getting a bit ragged at the edges here in this final round. And again, the Italian scores with a big right hand, and McKenna is not really getting into this contest properly in this last round. He's missing with a lot of those big punches. One of Ireland's most experienced internationals, Damien McKenna from the Holy Family Club in Drogheda, having a rough time against this almost crude and fairly inexperienced international from Italy, Giuseppe Bergen, who's been dangerous all the way through.
Yes, the Italian, the Bergen, the winner there on a low 4-2 scoreline. Between the highly promising Carlyle from the Sacred Heart Club in Tala and Pasquale Cowell. We join them in the second round. Carlyle is 1 point down.
Featherweight contest. Carlyle had a fairly good opening round here against a tough customer in Cowell from Italy. Carlyle from Tala. Oh, whips in a good left hand. He gets a good bit of power into that left hand. Now he's up against a reasonably experienced international Cowell. That's one thing about Carlyle. Carlyle will stand up to any man, lacking a bit of experience as yet, but he's one of the most promising of the teenage boxers of the moment. He's had a very good season so far. Last year's junior champion went right through to the final of the seniors this year, and that in itself was quite an achievement. There again, whips out that left hand. He gets a good bit of punching power into that left hand, sinks in another right. This is a good second round for Carlyle. Now if Carlyle can keep his boxing together, keep going the way he's going now, he'll win this one. This is the second round. Still a long way to go yet. The end of round 2. The third round. Carlyle holding his own well in this contest against the more experienced international Cowell, Pascal Cowell, the Italian. And most of the good work from Carlyle has been with the left hand. The Italian now beginning to concentrate a bit on the body. But Carlyle is the one who scores with one good left hand to the face. The Italian, I think, was told to concentrate on the body here and try and get Carlyle to drop his hands a bit. This is a punishing contest. Some good hard punches been scored. There's a vicious left hand from the Italian, but a quick reply from the Irishman. Now, Carlyle is prepared to stand toe-to-toe with this fellow. I don't know whether it's a good idea or not. Cowell looks tough and strong, keeps throwing that left hook to the body. This could drag a lot of the punching power from Carlyle. Good left-hand work here from Carlyle. Well, he's comparatively new to this level of boxing, Carlyle, but he's certainly showing his stuff here. And this is a great display at the end of this third round. And so to the fourth round. What is quite an exciting contest here at featherweight. A Carlyle, the Sacred Heart Club in Dublin, breathing slightly from the nose as they come in for this fourth round against hard-hitting and strong Italian Cowell. But Carlyle has been answering everything the Italian had to offer. The Italian's been trying to slow down the Irishman. Particularly in that last round, he tried to concentrate on the body, but Carlyle was picking him off well to the head. Carlyle has won everything that's to be won in underage boxing here. National champion and youth, Golden Gloves champion. From Tala in Dublin. Always well supported here in the stadium. Now it's a grueling contest, this one. And there's another round to go after this. And you get the feeling all the time that there's a chance that the Italian's power and strength may slow down Carlyle, but so far there's no sign of it. Carlyle has been able to take and keep control of his boxing and take some of those powerful punches from the Italian. And again, a nice right hand to the face there from Carlyle. And Carlyle gaining good contest as this bout progresses, and there's only one more round left. Well, we're into the last round, and this is quite a scrap, this one. Great display by A. Carlyle from the Sacred Heart Club in Dublin. Comparatively new to this level of international boxing, and he's been boxing remarkably well throughout this contest against a tough, hard customer in Cowell from Italy. The Italian, a big hitter, but Carlyle has been able to take his best punches, and he's been picking them off continuously with good work. But it's been a grueling bout all the way too, with an awful lot of pressure coming from the Italian. The Italian, for a while, tried to concentrate on the body and try to slow down Carlyle, but he took it all. Now, this is where serious mistakes can be made because they're each running out of steam now this last round. It's been a punishing contest right from the opening bell. Crowd enjoying this display by Carlyle, one of the most popular boxers here in the stadium. From Tala in Dublin, runner-up in the National Senior Championships. And his older brother Terry, who's also in those championships and surprisingly beaten early on. He was one of the favorites. But Carlyle has been doing remarkably well. He's had a great season, and as we come towards the end of the season, he's caught with a few punches there. And this is the final round. And there's a warning against the Italian. Dangerous use of the head in this final round, and that should wrap it up for Carlyle. And Carlyle goes for him at the bell, the end, the final round. And jubilation in the corner there, the Tala boxer.
The winner of that contest, 13-3, and the red corner for Ireland,
Yes, clear-cut win.
Certainly was.
Round 2.
Second round now. Well, they've really only been warming up in the opening round, but McEnaney has been picking his man off reasonably well in that first round. But not... He's inclined to leave his chin up a little bit high, leave himself wide open to a looping right hand. Leticia didn't really get into the fight properly in that opening round. Looks a very strong lightweight here. Well-built shoulders and poised to throw that big right hand. I think he's so far a little bit bewildered by the southpaw style of the Irish boxer McEnaney. McEnaney from the Bergen Boxing Club. And again, a bit of spoiling now as the pace slows down in the second round. Not the most exciting contest so far. That's a little bit better there as he makes his opponent miss and counters reasonably well, McEnaney. That's what he's trying to do. He's trying to draw his man, make him miss, and then counter punch. Tries it again, but he misses completely this time. And there's a danger, as you can see there, that he runs onto that right hand, and he's caught again with the right hand. Now, Leticia looks a man against whom you do not take too many chances. Well, that just whistled past his chin there. McEnaney will be glad to go back to the corner. Well, it's the last round. And this could be the last chance for McEnaney now to win this international contest against a tough Italian, Angelo Leticia. And you get a feeling all the time you haven't seen the best of Leticia as he looks dangerous all the way through, but there he's caught with a good, solid right hand to the face from Eugene McEnaney. McEnaney, the reigning Irish champion, only recently crowned at lightweight. From the Bergen Boxing Club at County Louth. And there he's been checked once more for doing a bit of holding. And he'll pay dearly for that if the referee decides to give him what they call a public warning. Well, the Italian has tried everything, switching to southpaw now and then. But he's found the awkward stance of Eugene McEnaney a problem to crack. It's been an awkward sort of contest, this one. And there's a cleaner punches there from the Irishman in this last round. McEnaney just wants to finish this round well now, pick up a couple of points. And there he does drive his man back with a good left. And then he's caught in reply with a countering punch. Not a very dangerous one, but a looping, scoring left hand to the face. Oh, McEnaney is fighting the fight of his life now in this last round. He's suddenly come alive. He's standing toe-to-toe. Walks onto a hard right hand. That's the danger all the way through in this one. But now it's all over.
Yes, McEnaney certainly up against a talented fighter there, with the Italian Leticia winning that contest on the third round.
Well, it's the third round, and Pat Walsh from Cork will want to do something special here, as he's been caught with some good punches in the second round there against this fairly smooth operator in Garcia, the Italian. This is at light welterweight. Pat Walsh, fairly new to this level of boxing. Referee wants quiet in the Italian's corner. The Italian has worked out a plan here, I'm sure, from his corner. keep this at long range. Because they know that Walsh is a big hitter. But he's also lacking in international experience at this level. The Italian is going to try and avoid doing any close work and keep him at long range, spoiling a bit by holding that time. Walsh dearly trying to slow him down and catch him with one good looping punch. He'll take a few in order to get one through. He knows that's the way he wants to fight. But he's been picked off with really good, accurate left-hand work here from Garcia. But I'm afraid this is Walsh's only chance. That to keep throwing out the punches, hoping to loop in one good right hand to the chin. Garcia, quite a smooth operator here, having a good round 3. Picks off Walsh once more. And Walsh is the one who's beginning to make the mistakes as we come to the end of this round. Well, he's only one more round left, and it seems almost a hopeless case now as he comes up for that last 2 minutes. It's been a brave display all the way through by Pat Walsh. Only 18 from the St. Coleman's Club in Cork, but he's up against a very good boxer in Garcia, the Italian. The Italian who from round 2 has been taking control of this contest, but all the way through Walsh has been coming forward as best he can with wild right hands trying to nail his man. At the start of each round, he lets them go, but he's finding it almost impossible to catch Garcia with one decent right hand. That's his only chance now. But there again has been picked off by the Italian. Been checked for doing a bit of holding in this last round. For all his great style, Garcia, he's inclined to slap a bit with that right hand. Doesn't punch properly with the left hand, with the right hand when he chops it down. But he's scoring well with the left almost throughout, using the ring well. Nicely balanced, able to get out of trouble, and then step inside and counter. And I'd say that Pat Walsh will be glad when this one is over. It's been a hard, grueling contest for him. Clipped again with a good right hand this time to the side of the chin. But right up to the final bell, he still has hopes of landing a big punch. But I'm afraid time is against him now. And this Italian is slippery enough. And Walsh does get through with one big left hand. I'm afraid the clock is against him now. But Walsh would go on all night throwing those big punches, hoping to score.
Walsh well beaten there. The Italian scoring 13 as again.
Well, it's round 4 now. Mark Wickham from Enniscorthy in his first international up against a very tough one here in Diurno. Antonio Diurno, the Italian. Ireland badly in need of a good win here. This Ireland-Italian international here in the National Stadium. And Mark Wickham trying all the way through, gets through with a couple of good ones here in this round. He's going to give it a real shot now in this, the 4th round. Having a rough time so far. But Diurno using that reach from time to time, using it quite well. And Wickham finding it very hard to get inside. He's got to get in close to do some damage. He's been checked for doing a bit of holding. There's always going to be a bit of a problem for him here. Two southpaws. Well, the crowd will give him all the support. They'll urge him on, wheel him on, and this is debut in international boxing. Mark Wickham from Enniscorthy, giving it everything he's got. But he's only got one round left now, in which to try and turn this contest round. Well, this is the last round. Mark Wickham with the crowd behind him. But has he got the skills to turn this contest round against a taller, a puncher, and Giorno? And Wickham giving it everything he's got in this last round. Powerful punch has been thrown out by Giorno, and Wickham just walks through them and hits out with his own. Wickham desperate to try and get a win in this one, his first international. How he'd love. Graduated into senior boxing in a lighter weight division, boxed in the senior championships and was beaten by the eventual winner just by a single point. And strange thing, in the intermediates only a while ago, something similar happened. He was eliminated by the eventual winner. So he just needs a break. Crashes home a good left hand. Pity he couldn't have landed a few of those earlier on. But he's almost out on his feet in this final round. He's given it his best shot. He's got plenty of encouragement from the crowd. And he's giving him a standing count in this last round. The crowd not too pleased about that. But the referee is trying to think that he needs an 8-second breather to carry him through to the final bell, because he's soaking up some heavy punishment in this last round, but he's still prepared to try and do some damage himself. And there it is. He'd be glad to hear the final bell. It was a hard contest and a hard night's work.
Well, the difference in weight marked there, with Diurno winning by 11-5. Now, the final bout of the evening was the heavyweight contest between the Irish champion John Kiley from Limerick, who was just back from a 2-bout tour to New Zealand. Kiley certainly up against it in the shape of the Italian Giacchino Maccherino. And we join this one for the final 2 rounds.
But it's the 4th round now. This certainly hasn't been a sparkling contest by any manner of means. Johnny Kiley from Limerick been warned for carelessness. Made a few attempts to land a big right hand a couple of times in that 3rd round, but here in the 4th round, now can he find his range? Neither boxer scored him with very clean punches. It's been scrambling, wrestling, mauling, almost throughout. And this happens sometimes. It's very difficult to explain why. Well, this has become an awkward contest. Perhaps Kiley is concentrating a little bit too much on trying to score with a big haymaker of a right hand, and there he's holding like Billy-O with his left on the far side of the referee, as it were. Kiley jumping in every so often, but no real plan of campaign. And again, he'll want to be careful he doesn't draw another warning here, because the boxing is getting very untidy. Strong heavyweight, Johnny Kiley. He's well able to take a punch, and there's only one more left. One more round to go. And so we come to the final round in the heavyweight contest that hasn't been all that exciting. There's been a lot of holding and spoiling all the way through. There's big, powerful Italian, Mascherino, and Johnny Kiley from Limerick. Kiley, the Irish heavyweight champion of only a matter of weeks now. Drives his man back just slightly with a good long left hand. Tries the right, but he's not landing properly with that right hand. Now, has Kiley left it too late, or has he still got a chance in this last round? It's been a very hard, grueling contest. A lot of spoiling in it. But it's been tough, it's been rough. That's a bit better now from Kiley. And the headgear is presenting a problem. Sends it back to his corner. Almost strangles himself on it this time. Well, Kiley is firing out the big right hands now. The crowd are urging him on to try and show a little more enthusiasm in this heavyweight contest that has been marred by a lot of spoiling. But if Kiley could only nail him with one big right hand, it could change the whole scene here. And I'm afraid the clock is going to be against him here. But there's one thing about Kiley, he'll try right up to the end. He's a tough one, he can take a punch, and now he's beginning to find range with a big right hand. And again he whips out the right hand. Kiley having a good last round, but now it's all over. Was he too late?
The winner of that contest, 10-9. In the red corner,
yes, indeed. Those last couple of punches did it for him, and he's won it by the narrowest of margins. So our